What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Angels Franchise, where we try to end year 3 here in this episode in a big way with Big Mike maybe winning Rookie of the Year. If he can, we get a draft pick for that. So that'll be in this video, along with getting to the end of year 3 and the offseason, because we did not play up to our standards. This year was hyped up, and we didn't live up to it. To end last episode, this team started ripping off wins out of nowhere to end the month of August. We hop into a game against Colorado and win in extras 10-9. It was crazy. It was really fun. Sweep them. Sweep the Twins. And then to end the month, we split the first 2 games of this series in Boston. And I got to think to myself when I was starting this episode, are we for real? I didn't think so, and you know my philosophy in this rebuild so far has been waiting on prospects. And right now in real life, the Angels love to bring up their prospects in no time, rush them up. And what that does is, if you look at any farm system rankings in 2025 right now, you will see that that team has no farm system at all. And that is the reason why. While in this game in 2027, right now, we have the best farm system and we have one of the best draft classes coming in again with Estevan Herrera, who I've hyped up, and he's going to live up to the billing. Might even be better than Big Mike. We'll have to see. That's going to be cool. We go into the month of September. We win that series against Boston in another close game. Every game is close, and that's what's awesome because we know we're so close. Next season could be the difference. I believe so. And we're going to get into the bright spots right now. What that allows you to do when you don't rush up prospects is you then get developed players coming to the major leagues, which I guess the Angels don't understand. They just rather rush up young kids that might not be ready for the majors and just put them in, have a lot of years of control and all, but that's not the goal. You want to win games, you want polished players. Maybe they don't trust their staff to develop. I don't know. I don't really know what the Angels' philosophy in 2025 is, but what it is resulting in real life is the worst farm system, which we don't have. We have the number 1 farm system, more players coming in every year, and what's going to happen is when you get developed players like we have with Giancarlo Portillo, Big Mike, I'm not saying he's having the craziest rookie year, but he's going to have 30 doubles. He might even have more than 3 triples. Let's see if he can get one more. He's going to have 15 home runs, maybe 15 steals. He's not going to have a bad season by any means. He's going to have 1 WAR. He's a good player. Let's see if he can become a great player. That's going to be interesting to see. He kind of cooled off in the second half, but he's going to win Rookie of the Year. And because he does win Rookie of the Year, we get an extra draft pick for the next draft. So now that leads to my question for you guys. Got to leave in the comments what you think. We're in trouble where we could look at players like Derek Murphy are getting the call up next year. He's 22. He's ready to pitch. We're waiting another year for really no reason for Derek Murphy. It's kind of because we started playing so bad and we decided, all right, we're going to tank more than anything. He's ready to pitch, but so is Ray Frost, and he's only 19. But the thing with Ray Frost is he can get even better, and there's no reason why he can't just continue to develop. And when he's 21, he can get called up and win Rookie of the Year again for us. The reason we want to wait until Ray Frost is 21 is because Derek Murphy is going to get called up next year, and he'll be ready to maybe win a Rookie of the Year, and that gives us a draft pick. Mind you, right now, we're going to get a draft pick probably for Big Mike winning a Rookie of the Year. Then we can get another one next year for Derek Murphy. It kind of sucks because Estevan Herrera, who we just drafted in our 2027 draft in our first round pick, if you didn't get to watch our draft video, it is insane. Go watch it. That draft was crazy. He falls to us at 10, and he's so good he will be starting next year in our starting lineup, maybe even batting cleanup. That's how good his stats are. So him and Derek Murphy are both going to be eligible. One of them's probably going to win Rookie of the Year. They're both really polished players. That's what we're doing here in this organization. We're not letting players come up all willy-nilly with bad stats. If they're coming up, they better be ready to deliver because we're trying to win games when we start calling up our best prospects from this number 1 farm system. Also because we want to get a lot of guys in so that it doesn't deplete very easily. We want to keep the best farm system to make moves. Having the best farm system gives you so much wiggle room to do whatever you want. We also have a lot of money in the bank with a lot of contracts coming off the books in the last year, with a lot of trades we made, a lot of good moves, a lot of rentals given away to get prospects. You'll have to leave in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that's too patient of an approach? Should Ray Frost just have to get the start next year as a 19-year-old pitcher that's pitching with a 2.66 ERA and 121 strikeouts in 170 innings? I mean, that's pretty damn good. I think some awesome gameplay to add to this video would be hopping into a game with Big Mike and trying to make sure we get that Rookie of the Year here in year 3 to secure that draft pick for this organization and really get the ball rolling on showing you why this farm system should be rated #1. In due time, I will also show you what's going on around the league with award races, playoff races, and standings and everything like that. I just don't want to do it too early into the month of September, but awesome enough, the MLB The Show franchise mode gives you storylines and league news when you hop into games, which is an awesome quality of life feature that wasn't in previous franchise modes. It really does help out, and I do love the awards tab in the franchise mode. That wasn't in there. The last franchise mode I played heavily was 2022, and then this is the show I got. Because of stuff like this, they really did put more stuff into the game this year, with Road to the Show being better and all, but that's a whole rant for another day. Right now, we just want to look at what's going on around the league, and Luis Rengifo is just still playing lights out for us 3 years into this contract now and into this rebuild. And in real life, he's actually one of the worst hitters in all of MLB. Kind of crazy. I love the show for that because players that you aren't expecting to do well just go crazy, and you'll see that in the award races. I can't wait to show you that in a little bit. And Jose Soriano lights out for us. I think we can really win this game. And the bullpen for the Rangers, though, has been great, so hopefully we can get to their starter in Cody Bradford. And we're 13-4 in our last 17, which is kind of pissing me off because I just want a good draft pick, and now we're 71-76, third in our division. Not good enough to do anything to make a playoff run. Let's get into some crazy storylines, which the craziest one is the Dodgers are, of course, World Series reigning champions right now. And if you haven't watched our last couple videos, their lineup is literally insane. I will go over it to end the season, no doubt. It is actually the craziest lineup I've ever seen in a franchise mode in MLB The Show history. I've played a lot of rebuilds in this game, so I can't wait to show you guys that. They're trying to win 6 straight division titles. The NL West is also a gauntlet most of the time, so that's crazy. Jose Ramirez being in a slump is pretty crazy. He's usually pretty damn good. Underrated. Aaron Judge is still damn good in 2027 in this franchise. That's pretty awesome. Devin Williams is going crazy this season with 53 saves. And the Giants, like I said, the NL West is a freaking buzzsaw, and somehow it's like the Dodgers don't even realize because they're just that good. I can't wait to show you their stats and all that because they're probably insane. And we're just going to a farm system a little bit. You know all about them. I hype up all these players all the time. Paul Weaver we got for Mike Trout. He's really not living up to the billing. But you got to remember, the Mike Trout trade was not just to get prospects. It was more to get the contract off the books to have more flexibility for us. So now we'll hop into the game with Big Mike and try to win that Rookie of the Year. Let's see what he's got. I love him as a prospect. Hyped him up. I think he deserved it. And he's lived up to it for sure in his rookie year. You got to remember, like, just because a player doesn't play lights out in the rookie year like you hope they do, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as they play well. And that's what he's been doing. And he can always improve. Now, I don't love that he's regressing against righties so far. Guaranteed this is a single that they're going to abuse. Bully his arm, dude. Yep. Nah, that was hit too hard. No, come on, Big Mike, please, God. Yes! Yes! He's got a gun! He's out, bro. Are you kidding me? That's an absolute laser beam. Dude, it's so bad. That guy was sent for... Look at that noodle arm. Oh, my God. He had to go across the earth to apply the tag. Logan O'Hoppe is a GOAT. Oh my God, what a play at the plate, boys. Wyatt Langford's a great athlete. I don't know if you guys seen that video of him hurdling to get to first base. Well, that was crazy. What a play from Big Mike. The laser beam on his arm, dude. Totally. I'm going to hype this guy up. He threw an absolute noodle. We're going to have to go lefty-lefty here. Now, I've talked about it before, but Big Mike's eye is major league level, for sure. He's got great vision. He just really gets... And you got to remember, Blue has kind of given him a bad call. He should have walked in the bottom of the ninth in last episode, and he didn't. Okay, I thought that was a good pitch to hit, but it was not. Pop up out to left, and he's out. And we're going down 3-0 to start this game with Jake Berger sighting the Bergman. And he just takes a lot of pitches. It's really nice to see. We're actually playing him lefty-lefty. His reverse splits is kind of crazy this year. Wasn't expecting that from him. He's worse against lefties in the stats. That's another thing that pisses me off. First and third here. Bottom of the third. 1-1.
That's a ball.
And Cody Bradford's throwing pretty slow right now, so that's cool. He doesn't throw fast.
No, that's foul.
How much is his wow. Wow. His velocity's a 52. I bet Cody Bradford does not like those ratings. That's pretty mean. I mean, you could give him a little bit better than... Wow. Just froze Big Mike there. I'm going to be honest. He's throwing eephus fastballs for the major leagues. Like, Jose Soriano was on the mound. He got shelled. The bullpen's getting shelled. Everyone is getting shelled. We'll look at that, too. Terrible swing. Terrible swing. But I do think it's important we highlight our pitching and how bad it's just been. It's just... Clausen comes up. He's a rookie. He's a long reliever. He immediately comes in and just goes freaking crazy and just gives up all these runs. And the game's over, basically. But we can still win Rookie of the Year. And I'm actually tanking his stats, I realize. But he's 0 for 3 today. And that's not good. This was supposed to be a player lot game where I help out Big Mike. And we hurt him. But to lose the Rookie of the Year, he would have to have a really bad end of the month. And I guess we'll see to end this video. Because like I said, in this video, we're going to end this month and try to get into the offseason. And hopefully, that will be an eventful one. He crushed that. And that's a good swing. He found his pitch. At least he's 1 for 4 today. It's not a terrible day. He's going to get another at-bat, which is cool, with runners in scoring. He could really do damage here. Let's go. Sir Anthony Dominguez, Phillies fans.
Ball, that's too high.
Sir Anthony Dominguez sighting. He's on Texas here in 2027. Let's see what he's got. 1-0. Bottom of the ninth. We're trying to keep this game alive here in the bottom of the ninth. Maybe we can get a Diamondbacks-like run with 2 outs and just go crazy and win this game. And he calls that a strike, Blue. Oh, it was a strike. It was paint, but I would like that call in a while. That would be awesome. Oh, it was a slider that was hung, but late. And that's going to end the game. 1 for 5 today. Not really eventful. And this team's just kind of been really lackluster all year. There's been bright spots, but not enough. I mean, at least Giancarlo had the gun. And the tag applied by Logan Hoppe was athletic. And there's some bright spots. But we're lose here in September. And I'm not very happy about where this team's at right now. After that putrid game with Giancarlo Portillo, I thought it was just appropriate to sim the rest of September and then get into what happened in the league. Because the team wasn't good enough. We're 77 and 85. Not good enough. 7 games under 500. But you got to see, we have been getting better every year. This is another 2 wins. We're getting better and better. Now, we're not improving much. But hey, 71 wins in year 1. 75 in year 2. And now 77. And I think the jump is next year. Leave in the comments, guys. I talked about it earlier in this episode. Should we be patient with Ray Frost, or should we just go all in next year, bringing up all the young guys, screw the compensation draft picks, that monster in the NL and the LA Dodgers that are in the same city as us? It's going to be hard to win a World Series at least. Maybe we make one, but to win one, that's a whole nother story. I don't know if we have that in us. You got to let me know in the comments. I think it's better to do a long-form rebuild around the Dodgers' height of their powers so that you can beat them at the right time. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. So it's time to get into the award races. I obviously didn't help too much with Giancarlo Portillo's Rookie of the Year candidacy. Hopefully he still won it. We're going to get into that. But you can see what happened. The award winners are kind of crazy. In my opinion, I think Aaron Judge had voter fatigue. He's already a 3-time MVP. Did he deserve his 4th? Leave it in the comments. Did Aaron Judge deserve his 4th MVP here in 2027? I'm going to say yes, and I'm a Yankees hater. I don't like the Yankees. I don't like the evil empire. Aaron Judge is a generational talent, and he's here doing it at 34, still in his prime, had a better average, had a better OPS for sure, had 1,000 OPS. He just was the better, he had the better season. It was total voter fatigue, but good for Luke Raley, who is probably the most improbable MVP so far, and really the true evil empire, which is a team in the Dodgers that are legit just passing back MVPs between teammates. They're like, here, you can take this MVP. I don't want it no more. Yeah, Kyle Tucker's like, I hit 48 bombs last year, had a 300-plus average, and hit 120 RBIs. Here, you can take the MVP. Shohei's like, that's fine. I'm going to pitch like a demon on top of being, pitch good enough, like be a great arm, and then still hit for 290, 53 bombs. Oh my God, I don't even want to get into it. Like, just stole Ellie's first ever MVP. He's runner-up this year with like a 7.5 WAR season. He finally had his breakout. Ellie breakout was here, and it doesn't matter because Shohei, the evil empire, takes his MVP. So I hate the Dodgers right now. I'm not going to lie. The Dodgers legit are raising hell. Spencer Strider wins back-to-back Cy Youngs. But this is what I didn't get into. They had 2 players in the ballot for the Cy Young. 2! And that's not even talking about the lineup I showed you guys. We're going to get into all those stats. And now we're going to look at the AL Cy Young, which is Brandon Woodruff. Very much deserved. Almost a sub-2 ERA. Good for him. No wonder the Astros almost made a run at that division. But Logan Gilbert, our division's pretty much insane. We need better bats because pitching like this keeps going on. Obviously, our bats are not going to be that good. We need actual demons at the plate. The batting titles are interesting because we actually have a player on the ballot. He gets 3rd in the batting title race. Luis Rengifo. Let's see the stats real quick. Another crazy season with 25 homers, 43 doubles, a 310 average, and the best OPS in his career. Oh my Lord, as if it couldn't get any better. He just keeps getting better like you just wouldn't expect it because he's not that good IRL, but that's awesome. The show's got players like Luke Raley winning MVPs and Rengifo becoming a beast because he's one of the worst players actually in baseball right now with the bat. Lars Nootbaar wins a batting title, goes over Seiya Suzuki's 25 homer, 325 average last year with 28 homers. Good for him. That's awesome. And then Devin Williams almost gets 60 saves. Pretty freaking crazy. The Orioles are looking for that elusive World Series in this rebuild because they've been pretty damn close. Brian Abreu with a new team, and the Astros don't seem to mind. They're still doing well with Josh Hader and whatnot, and this is what's going to be great. Garlobo was a player that we really thought could fall 13th on the draft board, first on our draft ranks. He goes first overall because he was generational, and now you see why. 33 doubles, 2 triples, 22 homers, and also 20 stolen bases. That's a 2020 season from a rookie. Giving me Julio Rodriguez vibes right now with everything, honestly, around the board. Julio had a better rookie season, but he's also 18. So I can't wait to see what Garlobo turns into. Are the Marlins going to keep him? Are they going to trade him? They always like trading these generational talents. So many players have put on a Marlins uniform and been homegrown from the Marlins, and their owner just continues to trade them away. So, let's see the big news. Is it our player, Big Mike? Yes! Big Mike, and Travis Bazzana actually comes out of nowhere and becomes second in Rookie of the Year voting. And that's awesome because now we get a compensation draft pick, and this is just a great bright spot for the whole organization. We've now drafted, brought up, and had a Rookie of the Year winner for this rebuild. Logan O'Hoppe, Silver Slugger winner, all-star, might be a superstar at the catcher position, actually wins it over Big Dumper. How crazy is that? Big Dumper in real life might hit 60 bombs. I can't believe that we have a catcher raking more than him, even if it's in the virtual space. That's crazy. Luis Rengifo, back-to-back Silver Sluggers. We kind of knew that was going to happen. Already went on my rant about him. He's been insane. Dodgers basically becoming the Avengers put on paper on a baseball team. That makes it very hard for a lot of other franchises to get the job done and win a World Series. Crazy enough, in year one of this rebuild, 2025, the Brewers make a Cinderella run and actually win it all and win their first ever World Series. We trade Mike Trout to them, and they make the playoffs last year, but don't, make a big run or anything. The Dodgers just blow up the NL and they win it all. And yeah, so they're just a dynasty. I just want to show you the standings pretty much so you guys are caught up on what's going on around the league. Blue Jays still bottom feeders. The Rays probably just miss out on the wild card. Yankees might have Judge playing well and being an MVP candidate, but they're terrible at defense, running the bases, and their pitching's mediocre. Tigers still winning a lot of games. Twins back in the playoffs. Guardians just missed, maybe not just missed, but they're 500, and, they're trying to get back to it. We traded with them this year. They were selling at the deadline, so the Royals being so bad is interesting, especially with the player we seen last episode they drafted, Montenegro. Great stats. I think his name was Joan Montenegro. Insane stats at the plate, and he was their DH. And it looks like they still need more power and they need more bats in that lineup. At least they're drafting well. So we'll see if they can turn it around with Bobby Witt. The White Sox, same culprits, Our division, kind of the same as it's been. The Rangers and the Mariners have been just swapping spots at who's going to fight the Astros for the division win. And the Astros haven't been able to win it. The Mariners won it year one. The Rangers won it last year. And the Mariners won it again. So the Astros weren't able to make up ground at the end of this season. So that's crazy. The AL, you can see a lot of these teams, I would say the Rays, the Guardians, Angels, Yankees, and Rangers, and Athletics all think, we could be a year away if we make the right moves. And then the Royals, White Sox, and Blue Jays are saying we need a lot of work. And the Mets are back to form again. They were really bad in year one, 2025, in this franchise, 20 games under 500 or something. And now they're just crushing this NL East that has almost 3 different teams win 95-plus games. Pretty crazy. And you got the Pirates, who we've gotten into their organization and what they've done. They traded for C.J. Abrams. They made a lot of crazy moves, and now their team's pretty damn good, and they're winning the Central twice in a row. So the Brewers kind of trash this year compared to what they should have been. They were World Series champions 2 years ago, have Mike Trout. The team's getting older. I'm guessing they're all regressing. We'll look into it. The Dodgers looming over the whole league, 104 wins, and it's not even like the West was bad. The West had, 3 winning teams with a plus 500 record, and they had the Rockies. The Giants, Phillies, and Braves all make the wild card, and the Diamondbacks just miss out, and so do the Padres. I told you that NL West is an absolute gauntlet. Honestly, the NL is a gauntlet this year, the West and the East. The end of year 3, it's time to check up on a couple things that I wanted to look into, that I want to keep tabs on in this rebuild. Number 1 is how ridiculous this Dodgers roster truly is. We didn't even highlight the pitching staff because I was so enamored with their lineup last time. So now I'm going to go into the pitching staff with the lineup and go into stats. Quickly, I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible because it's just ridiculous. They literally don't have a player outside of 90 overall pitching for them. And then their Long relievers are a player we traded them. Mind you, it was a good trade because we were not keeping Eric Fedde, and he hasn't been pitching well for us. So it wasn't a bad trade. We're not winning this year, trust me. I don't care if we're giving players to the Evil Empire if it's a 1-year rental. It's nothing crazy. Dustin May in the pen for them. I mean, Tony Gonsolin in the pen for them. It's literally just insane. The only player that didn't play well is Kim. So we have 28 homers, 30 doubles, and a 891 OPS for Mookie Betts. He also had 4 triples. Kim didn't play too well. We won't really highlight him too much. He had a 700 OPS, but he still had 17 homers, still showed you some pop, still had 36 doubles. I really don't know why. He just didn't get on base enough, but he slugged, so that's crazy. We obviously know Ohtani's stats, 1,000 OPS, 53 homers, 10 triples, 37 doubles, and almost 20 stolen bases. Kyle Tucker basically had a repeat of his MVP season, which is freaking insane. He actually was just a little bit worse, but basically the same. Just didn't knock in as many runners, but OPS still up there. More homers, almost the same amount of doubles and same amount of triples. Pete Alonso could have been playing for us doing this. 900 OPS, 42 homers, and 28 doubles. That is incredible, and he would have been on a 2-year deal raking for us. Or actually a 3-year, I'm sorry. We were going to give him a 3-year too. We matched the offer, and he just wanted to go to the winner. I don't blame him. Teoscar also had 25 homers, 8 triples, 40 doubles. I mean, this is their 6-hole. This is their 6-hole I'm talking about. He had 40 doubles, 25 homers. Their catcher has 17 homers, 30 doubles, and has a almost 800 OPS at the 7-hole. Byron Buxton, 800 OPS, 17 homers, 30 doubles. Basically, everyone on this team has 30 doubles or more, or just about 30 doubles, or 30 plus homers. The whole team mashes the baseball. 30 homers for their 9-hole hitter in Eugenio Suarez, who I also wanted. They put Freddie Freeman out to pasture. He didn't get any ABs. That's how good their team is. I think they're kind of doing him dirty. I really do think that the Mike Trout contract had to be lifted off the books, but you can't understate how good he's been for Milwaukee. Now, if you look at the at-bats for the first year of the trade, yes, he only had a little bit less than 300, but he was an MVP caliber player. MVP. Like, there's no doubt he was probably going to be MVP if he just had more at-bats. So, that's a little sad that we had to trade him. We didn't really, Paul Weaver's not been good enough, but we have the flexibility to make moves. Sadly, the moves we have made this year haven't really panned out. I really think year 4 will play better, especially with Esteban Herrera. But 32 homers, 29 doubles, and a 900 OPS in year 2 of the trade. Now they still have to pay him for 4 more seasons. Now you understand he's 35, guys. We want to get off this contract. That was a fine trade. We still got a shortstop prospect back, but you can see that he's still playing well for them. Stats for year 3 and get into the bright spots and the dark spots on the roster and see what is really going on. See who we got to be excited about and what's got to change going into year 4 before we see who wins year 3's World Series. Because obviously it's not the Angels this year, but is this going to be a theme in this rebuild of me saying next year's our year? Are we going to become that type of fan base and franchise here? I hope not, because we're on the horizon. We're winning more games every season than the last, and that's a good sign. So you got staples like Luis Rengifo, who has 24 stolen bases, 25 homers, almost a 30-30 season, and he had 43 doubles, won another Silver Slugger, and he had almost won the batting title. He was 3rd in the finalists for that. Logan O'Hoppe, an absolute superstar at catcher with 26 homers, outslugged Big Dumper, who IRL is going to maybe hit 60 homers as a catcher, and was the starter in the AL for the catchers this year in the All-Star game, as well as Joe Adell being an interesting piece to this team. He's 27, wants a lot of money. We're going to let him hit free agency and see if we can't upgrade at that position at center field. We're going to see about that. Zach Neto has come into his own as a 5-tool player, 30 doubles, 27 homers with 28 stolen bases. So I'd love to see it. The gloves there. Awesome player. We love Zach Neto. He's not a superstar yet, but definitely a 5-tool player and was an all-star this year. Let's see if he can become a superstar like O'Hoppe at the plate. That's all we're missing because of the base running and everything's there. So Ryan Noda, we've talked about him before, really solid player for us. He's been a good DH placeholder. We're going to find an upgrade there hopefully soon. Our best prospect so far, the only one we've called up, and our GOAT, Big Mike, wins Rookie of the Year. Great campaign to start his career. He's only going to improve. 27 doubles, 2 triples, and 15 homers. He didn't get the 30 double season I wanted, but hey. And then these are the guys that have been underperforming. These are all below average OPSs. And Pavin Smith, he's making pretty big money compared to the other guys we brought in for 2 years. He's going to be off the books in a year. That's why these 2-year prove-it deals do not matter. Nolan Shonowell, get ready to learn the bench, buddy. Estevan Herrera's coming. And James Outman's another guy who got a short deal. We're not really too worried about. Like, if you're underperforming, it's just, all right. A lot of them are. Basically, all of our signings are. Maybe we trade them. Maybe we cut them. We'll figure it out. Time to look at pitchers. And Ben Joyce, we've talked about him before, an anomaly. Look at all the stats. Why does he have a 5.6 ERA? Why? Why is he so bad? Why does he give up homers? Why does he give up walks? Why is he so bad? Why is he so bad? Why is he so bad? Chase Silseth. We have arms coming up for starting pitchers. I'm not worried about Reed Detmers, Chase Silseth. We might have to shore up the bullpen. 99 hits per 9. Why are you bad? It makes no sense. You have a 4.3 ERA. He pitched so well the year before. Hopefully he can get back to 2.3. I mean, his contract, Quijada's contract, is nothing to worry about. He's going to hopefully bounce back. He makes no money at all, so it's awesome. Clausen, honestly, as a long reliever, it's only 12 innings pitched. He honestly might have showed us something here. Maybe, he'll be waiting in AAA. Maybe gets called up or something. You never know. Sandoval, solid damn season. Turned it around, and that's awesome to see, as well as Soriano having a really solid season. Soto kind of fell off at the end. No, he didn't. What am I talking about? He just had really one bad outing that blew up his ERA. But, yeah, he was so solid to end the season and ended up with 35 saves. The last 2 years have been solid for us. Obviously, we extended him. Jesus, paid to be our ace, became our ace, played like one. Let's go. It's only going to get better from here. Wow, has the playoffs been insane in year 3. We have the Dodgers going the distance in the DS. I have to see how that game went. The Braves lose 6-7, and the Dodgers prevail to get back to the CS. I mean, Matt Olson homers. You got all the usual suspects in that core for the Braves, getting on the board with RBIs. But once again, Pete Alonso, a new signing. I mean, this is the absolute evil empire. He might have had an error, but Ohtani shoves, and they shut the door in the bullpen. At least that's insane. That's crazy, the team that the Dodgers have. Look at this lineup. I mean, you're not beating this. I don't care how good your team is. So, GG's to the Braves, and then the Mets lose again in the CS after beating Pittsburgh. And the Dodgers are back in the World Series. A division rival CS between the Mariners and Houston. They run it back in the CS to see who goes to the World Series. And it goes 7 to see who's going to play the evil empire. 2-3 game, a close pitching matchup. Where in the top of the 9th, the freaking Astros take the lead. And it's a blown save for the Mariners, with their MVP, and Camilo Doval gives up the 3-run shot or a 3-run double, to Jake Myers, who wins them the game with that hit. And their pitching was lights out. It was a pitching game. And Luke Raley, MVP, played well, 2 RBIs in this Game 7, doesn't make the World Series. An insane way to end year 3. The Astros actually took the Dodgers the distance. I was so surprised. First of all, I didn't want the Astros to be the one to slay this evil empire. Obviously, I want my Angels to be the dynasty killer. But I definitely did not want a division rival to be the ones to take them down. So we're going to see how Game 7 went and why it went the Dodgers' way. It looks like it's pitching. 2-0 win Dodgers. Jeremy Pena with a double, and Yordan Alvarez, former MVP, 2026's MVP, was in there with 2 doubles. But Christian Javier their pitching was amazing. Wow. But Byron Buxton hits a 2-run shot, and that's really all they needed. And Byron Buxton's like their literal 8th hole hitter. Their 8th hole comes out and does that. Their 8th hole is hitting like that. And Tyler Glasnow goes 8 scoreless with 10 strikeouts in a Game 7. Now you understand why the Dodgers are going to be the hardest team to beat in this rebuild. I'm so hyped for year 4. We're going to get into the offseason and all that, and hopefully we can finally find a team to be the dynasty killer that we need. The Phillies have a new catcher with basically a $100 million deal for 5 years, which is pretty crazy, and we're going after some players that I'm super excited to talk about. With Luis Castillo, he really doesn't want to come here. I really am hoping we can give him a shot. Brian Abreu to shore up the bullpen, and Tyler O'Neill for a platoon bat against lefties would be awesome. Castillo seems like a far shot. We might have to take him off. I'll give him 1 more week to see what he's got, see if we can get an offer in there. You got to be kidding me. I don't think this is possible. There's no way, right? There's no way. We'll give him the most money he could possibly want, and we're not going to even give him the 3 deal. We'll give him more money, but that's all we can really do. Let's see if he'll come to that. He actually does. He becomes an Angel. We had to overpay. I was not letting the Dodgers take this guy from us. Tyler O'Neill, welcome to the team. Let's see if Brian Abreu joins them. This could be a crazy year 4, guys. I'm so hyped. Estevan Herrera, our 10th overall pick, next year is going to probably start. And we have Brian Abreu. This team is shaping up to be a good one going into year 4. I think it's important that we pull out the purse for certain players that are worth it, and Luis Garcia was one of them. Castillo, on the other hand, was not worth it, so we moved off of him for Garcia. He's a top 50 free agent. He's only a 4-year deal at 30 years old and pitched amazing last year. This way, we don't have to call up Ray Frost, who can then be a Rookie of the Year down the line and give us more draft picks to make this team even better. We can still go for it by going with free agents and also calling up some prospects while keeping the farm nice and bolstered. That is the way we're going to go, and this offseason could be a big one, and year 4 could be the biggest of our season so far in this rebuild for sure. Season, I made it a point to bring guys in with 2-year deals so that if they played well in year 1, then guess what? They get paid, they get re-signed, and they can stay here long term to build with this organization. If they play bad in that first year of the 2 years, they could get traded, walk. We can just give them a lighter role and let them walk later. It doesn't matter. But we're going to package 2 of those players we made 2-year deals on that are now rentals. And Dayron Blanco has 2 years of control, so he's a little bit more of a player that people want because they still have control on him. And you got to understand, he values as a runner on the base pass for sure. And that's why, and look, if they can get him back to some of these seasons before where he's stealing a ton of bases, the bench bat is there, and Jake Rogers is a hell of a backup catcher defensively. It's just that his bat was so bad, so bad in 84 at-bats, that I don't want him anymore. We'll find a different backup catcher. It's not that big of a role in the team. We free up money, and we get some more young prospects like Ronald Gonzalez, who honestly looks like a beast. I wanted to make a point, obviously, because I didn't exactly mention it, that we went with Tyler O'Neill instead of Joe Adell, and I had reasons for this. I could be wrong, okay? So leave in the comments what you think of these moves. I'm very curious what you guys think. I decided Joe Adell is weirding me out with all the regression. Now, I know it's year to year. He's 28. He's technically getting better, but dude, the hitting is weird. I don't know why he's like regressing as a hitter. He's basically the same player for the last 2 years. He wanted a lot more years and got them, and that's kind of why I didn't want, like I said, I don't want to, unless you're like a 24-year-old player, like even 28, like that's still, if you're going to give him a 7-year deal, is a long time, and we just don't know what he's going to turn into with this regression. So I went with the fact that we know, and it's kind of funny, Tyler O'Neill played for, Baltimore a couple of years ago. He's in a Baltimore jersey in this. I just went with the platoon option for way less risk because it's less years. So let me know in the comments if you think I'm being too scared to give long-term deals. But the Angels have gotten screwed over long-term deals for a long time. Albert Pujols, second half of his deal was really bad, and now Anthony Rendon. This is a great place to leave off, because next episode we will start with year 4 opening day, get into the rosters, get into all the franchise ideas and what we're going to do moving forward, trying to slay that Dodgers dynasty, who are back-to-back champions and won the NL West 6 times in a row. They are beasts, and we are trying to slay them, also being a team in LA. And I want to get into how much we are trying to win this year. Last year we, dipped our toe in with a couple 2-year deals, all that. We paid big money this year. We paid $20 million to Tyler O'Neill basically for 2 years to platoon him, which that's fine if he's going to produce in a platoon role with Pavin Smith. We got the reliever of the year in Brian Abreu for 3 seasons. I am so happy about that. He should be absolutely amazing with Gregory Soto. The bullpen should not be a problem moving forward. And we still have all of our core pieces, of course, and the players we brought in last year who were super solid. Patrick Sandoval 100% turned it around and had his best season in a while, probably since 2022. He wasn't back to that form exactly, but this franchise is looking to gear up now with Luis Garcia having a sub-3 ERA last year. If he can play anywhere near that, this team is going to be insane. I'm so hyped for year 4, and I hope you guys are. And if you are, leave a like on the video and leave a sub. I'm trying to get to 10 subscribers ASAP. I appreciate all the support on the videos, guys. If you have any suggestions, you can always leave them in the comments. I'm always open to making new videos, as well as changing things up in my franchise series that I'm already doing. So I appreciate all the support. You guys have a good rest of your day. See ya.